Listen, man, I just want to tell anyone out there, anyone's telling you not to chase your dreams, that's a load. Chase your dreams, ride them to the dirt until there's nothing left. Don't ever stop. Seriously, like I'm telling you right now, my last 2 losses, mad people told me to stop it. Mad people told me to not give it up or do something else, get a regular job. Don't do that. Be unique and chase your dreams, man. Seriously, if not, you'll get old and wish you hadn't.
The pre-workout you had the other day.
I'll keep going. All right, ladies and gentlemen. You guys do not want to see me on pre-workout. But we are back. I know it's been a while since we've done a show, but it's your boy the Death Star, it's my man Kirk, and we have officially changed the name. We are no longer called What That Mouth Do as of now.
Thank you
Kirk
very much
will give you guys the new name for the show. Kirk, what's the new name?
So
of the
this
show?
is the Fight Worthy podcast.
Oh,
Wow,
that's
you
official.
hear that? That's officially official. So, but I thought you had a great idea yesterday because I don't think you're ever going to be able to stick with one name. So you said every show is going to have its own name. So just for you, the original one in the Frankenstein monster that was the Echoey podcast studio that I tried to put together in the gym, that was what that mouth do. And now what that mouth do is dead. So what's this one called, Khama?
I was supposed to be naked. It was supposed to be called The Naked Truth, but I don't know. We'll have to figure out something when we put it up. So tell them about like, since we're kind of officials, we're slowly. I know I've been telling you guys we're slowly getting there. So tell them where you're gonna be able to find this and everything. So of course it'll be on my Instagram and stuff. It'll be on Kirk's Instagram. I will have little views of it, little clips of it. You'll be able to catch a little clip, see if you think it's funny, and laugh a little bit. Throw some popcorn, and then you'll be able to go to YouTube. And
there is a YouTube channel currently called The Fight Worthy Podcast, where you can find all of this.
Even the shitty ones.
Yeah, even the old echoey one, which is really funny. It's a good podcast. It's just
it's an echo, so you get twice as much laugh because it goes and like and it echoes for like a whole 4 minutes. So we are here. If this looks kind of familiar, we are at the 247 studio here. We have our man Danny in the corner. He's keeping us live, hitting those. Real engineer stuff, right? So we have like some real work. Ryan was nice enough to let us come down here and use his studio and stuff. So shout out to 247 and the crew. So that's where we're sitting here at this nice table and stuff.
Yeah, the studio is legit, and
all we need is a stripper pole.
Definitely no, doesn't need a stripper.
Definitely needs a stripper pole.
Khama has all kinds of suggestions that you should just ignore. But yeah, shout out to Ryan and Hunter for letting us come down. We definitely appreciate it. At some point during this hour, we'll have to pull up the card for the 247 in March.
Yeah, it's coming up.
To go through and just get your thoughts on that. But really, this could be called the Death Star's Hot Takes. This could be called Stream of Consciousness with Khama.
Now we're going to
because
get out the gummies and do the stream of consciousness.
So like I said in the first one, this is just about giving everybody who doesn't have the pleasure that some of us do, that spend a lot of time at the gym around Khama, and get to see kind of what that looks like on a daily basis. Because in addition to being coach, trainer, motivational speaker,
fighter.
You're a comedian,
crime fighter,
entertainer. It gets pretty entertaining. Like I said, I wanted to get this out here. I think once you made your UFC debut, the rest of the world got a little taste, right? I think that was one of the greatest post-fight interviews that Joe Rogan ever did. Had nothing to do with Joe Rogan. But that was absolutely amazing, and the world, if you will, got a little bit of taste of that. But that's what this is. It's to give you that platform, so that others can join.
What are you saying? Coming to America, I'm just an average African student. All right, so let's get to what's been going on. All right, so since the last time I've retired, for the people that don't know, people probably do know that if you're watching this. So I've retired from MMA. My old ass said I'm good, checked out. I mean, like every now and then I think about it, but then I be watching people's knees twist and shit. And I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. There's no need for me to be trying to do that. But I am boxing. I'm actually gonna be boxing next month on the 18th for Mateman Production. You can get your tickets now at mateman.com.
So you said something.
Oh shit!
You said something yesterday to me that I thought was interesting. That I think people might find kind of interesting as well. You were talking about how sore you were, and how it was killing you doing this camp. That's a boxing camp, right? And I was like, imagine people who are boxers that try to do an MMA camp, and I would expect that.
Yeah.
But explain to people why why you're sore. You've done all these different martial arts.
Because you're just isolating one thing, so it's just the same shit. There's jab, hook, uppercut, cross, footwork. Jab, hook, uppercut, cross, footwork. Jab, hook, uppercut, cross, footwork, and they go, repeat it, do it again. Jab, hook, uppercut, cross, footwork, jab, hook. That's all it is. Like at least for MMA, it's like jab, hook, uppercut, cross, knee, there's axe kick. Come on, you can change. It changes what muscles you're using. But for your boxing, you're just using the same thing over. It's like my shoulders are on fire. My shoulders are on fire. My lats are on fire because I'm wearing the boxing shoes. My calves are hurting because they do. It's like just different work. I'm doing it over and over and over again.
So it's interesting because you said retired, right?
Right.
Recently retired MMA fighter.
Right.
But I'm boxing.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm just not doing
So
MMA
are you a
anymore.
boxer now?
No. I'm a fighter.
So are you going to be a grappler after being a boxer?
Let me put this out real quick for everyone that keeps hitting me up and asking me. Somebody hit me up about doing a show. I will never compete, ever compete. Never do anything competitive with grappling ever again. Ever. Never.
Well, never do anything competitive, but
I'll like teach them. I'll teach grappling and stuff.
So yesterday at the end of a no-gi class, Khama jumped in and tried to just let me get on your back. Let me take your back. You're like white belt, 16-year-old white belt. So he's like, let me get on your back. That's his grappling now. But unfortunately,
I got you and big ass Todd.
Unfortunately for you, there are still some people out there that you will have to competitively grapple with, or you're going to get choked.
Yeah, I'm okay getting choked. Like if you get me to a position you choke me, I'm like, all right, that's cool. Like I told some guys, like there's a couple of guys I still do MMA training with. Nick Brown, Ethan, and my little brother, and Devontae if you wanted. Those are four. Everyone else, no one else is getting MMA training from me. Those four, to my man Brandon out in Vegas. Those five, I'll give those five all MMA training. And if you take me down, I'll just later let you get a submission. I'll just get right back up and start all over again. Like I'm not even gonna fight it or stop it. Like nope. I might try to stop the takedown. I'll just go down and let you get. I'll just give you an armbar tap. It's just so good. Let's get back up.
So how are you looking at the boxing thing? I'm doing it to do it. Want to do one more? Want to do a couple more? Is it a new career? What is it? Not
a new career. I'm 36. You can't really make a career at boxing at 36. But I'll see what I can do. I mean, like, I don't really like look to the future too much. You know what I mean? Like, you'll miss. I mean, you'll miss what's happening right now if you look at the future. I mean, I still definitely want to compete. I couldn't just stop and just coach and just be a regular dude and watch football. Like, ugh.
You're not gonna watch the Super Bowl, huh?
I'm gonna watch Rihanna. and then I watch the last 4 minutes of the Super Bowl. Like I'm not like excited. I'm not like planning a party or anything. All my friends are talking about parties and shit. I'm like, no, I ain't going to your party. No, it's not happening. No. But yeah. So I'll see with the boxing. See where it goes with the boxing. I might even do some kickboxing. I want to maybe go to Thailand. I'm thinking about that. I don't know. We'll see. I'm getting old fast. So.
All right. So I did make a couple notes. I was listening to the original podcast.
Notes are for suckers. Hit that button. Yeah. Exactly.
However long ago that was, several months ago. And I put some stuff down that I wanted to kind of revisit for a minute because we talked about kind of your story. You went through like kind of how you grew up and just as a recap, homeschooled, birthed, right? Birth. How do you say that? One of 8 siblings.
Right.
right? But mostly in Pittsburgh, right? I grew
Yeah.
up in Pittsburgh with 8 siblings, all homeschooled.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone who knows Khama and any of his siblings, you
Just say that.
remember the encounters, right? You all are intense people, right? So tell me, and raised the other one. You raised Rastafarian, right? Which I think I'm probably like a lot of people. When you think Rastafarian, you think of Bob Marley, and he talks about Babylon a lot,
right?
But beyond that, I don't know what that means.
I mean,
so tell me what that means and how that like helped make you who you are.
Rastafarians are basically just, it's basically like a form of Christianity, just a very roots form. You're like non-materialistic, like we celebrate the Sabbath and stuff, like very holistic. Like it's very positive vibe. I mean, just kind of like Bob Marley. If you really like look at like more like got into his music, but really looked at how he lived his life. Like you never really saw Bob Marley doing anything negative. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and you never really heard of anyone say, "I couldn't stand that motherfucker Bob Marley," like that, because he was always just so positive vibes, and that's with Rastafarian. Like that's the approach that like Rastafarians are like how they deal with life and stuff like that. Like it's just very positive vibes, like no negativity. Like you don't really chase money or anything like that. You chase more of life itself and stuff. So and you learn how to like just live and exist.
That explains a lot. I think you've embraced that.
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
yeah, that's
you're all about positive energy.
Yeah, I mean that's most even Shaka, even Shaka, he's still like that's just the way like our base. We just come back to that, like that's just part. And like the big thing with being a Rastafarian, it's like it's not really it is, even though it is a religion, it isn't. It's a life. It's more of a lifestyle. Like the Rastafarian way is like it's a lifestyle. It's like an island feel lifestyle. Like if you've ever met anyone from the islands, you know they're a lot nicer than if you met some motherfucker from Russia. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you meet some motherfucker from Russia, they're not. I mean, I got a couple of Russian friends. They're my friends, but they're just cold motherfuckers. That's just the way it is. You meet people from the islands just because then that's the kind of feel that like Rastafarianism has. That's how it like kind of flows on the same river.
It's an interesting dichotomy, right?
Yeah.
Focus on positive, but hurt people for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, like it's weird. Like I don't like hurting people. I tell people all the time, I don't like hurting people. I like competition. Like I don't really enjoy hurting people.
And that's the difference between you and your brother.
Yeah, Shaka likes hurting people. Shaka feel like I can't wait to hurt a motherfucker.
For the record, I love you, Shaka.
He's gonna see after he sees this. He's gonna see you.
So the other question I wanted to ask about that is it just I have this almost like cartoon-like image in my head of like an episode of the Boondocks that we talk about all the time, where it's like the Worthy Gang. So there's 8 of them, and they're homeschooled, so they're not in school, so people don't know them real well. But there's got to be some good stories about the Worthy Gang, like interacting with the regular world.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you about this guy ended up being one of our good childhood friends. His name was Nate. He was Hawaiian, and he had a bunch of family. I mean, Hawaiian. I didn't know back then, but Hawaiians just like to fight. And Nate would always like mess. Like he ended up being Akeem, my older brother. He's been his good friend, him and my older sister. But we got into a fight with Nate's family about something, and we just got into it was a big brawl. It was crazy, and then we would fight them all the time. Like Nate's cousin, I would fight his cousin, and my little sister Summer would beat up his one cousin Tracy, and it was just crazy. We would just fight them all the time. Then we'd be cool with them, and then we fight them again, and then we'd be cool with them, then we fight them again. But I mean, yeah, like we growing up, we was always in fights. I wasn't in fights. Like Shaka was in fights. Shaka would be in fights. Shaka would be in fights. He's a warlord. Shaka would be in fights every week. Like every week he'd be down in the park fighting somebody. Just beating. It was probably one of his friends. Like one of the people he'd be cool with, and Shaka he would just start hitting them and not care.
And Eartha.
Yeah, Shaka. No, Eartha didn't fight. Summer would fight. Eartha didn't fight. Summer would fight.
Okay.
My younger sister, but older sister, Eartha, she would be in there she would be beating these poor girls up. I mean, like, bad.
So Eartha's making up for lost time now.
Yes. Me and
she
Eartha.
Will fight you right now.
Me and Eartha making up for lost time for not fighting. The other two. Shaka's still going. But yeah, I mean, like with the Worthy family had yeah, it was.
It's funny. I think probably everybody remembers that one like family, whether it was a couple brothers or whatever, who were just kind of like notorious around. You know them. But I think it's really interesting that Pittsburgh had a family that was 8 strong and they were homeschooled.
And
So you
it's
really
not
didn't
just
know
that
anything
though.
about
So
them.
I keep trying to tell people this. Like there's 8 of us. We were always together, at least like 6 or 5 of us, and we had dreadlocks. Like before dreadlocks were cool. Like way before dreadlocks were cool. Like nowadays, every motherfucker got dreadlocks. You walk out the door, there's 85 fucking people with dreadlocks all over the place. Now, when I had dreadlocks, there was Bob Marley and my family. I remember Lil Jon came out. I was like, oh shit, Lil Jon got dreadlocks. This is awesome. I was so fucking happy because no one else had dreadlocks. Like it was just different. So like we were distinctively, we were in Moon Township, 8 black kids in Moon Township with dreadlocks. Like you couldn't fucking miss it. We stuck out like a sand. I'm like, oh, there they go. So like you see us, we'd be catching the bus and stuff. We'd be all over the place. So yeah, like it was very, and we weren't the thing that like. It kind of like not drove me crazy, but like kind of not irritated me, but it just made me feel a certain way. Was we weren't considered individuals. We were the worthies. Like people that know me from like when I was a child, like I was like 14, 15, so it's the worthies. Not this come over. No, it's the worthies. And if they see what like where's the rest of them? Because they know you guys always traveled in like a group. And then like for me, I was the middle kid, so I wasn't old enough. Because there's 8 of us, and there's like I'm like stacking the middle. I'm 4th down from the oldest. So I wasn't old enough to be a big kid, but I wasn't young enough to be a little kid. So like you're in that weird position where you're like, no, motherfucker, like what you want to do? You ain't a big kid, but you're not a little kid either. So it was weird. It was an interesting way to grow up. Fun though. I loved it.
All right. I think that was it from the original podcast. That I wanted to go back and revisit because I was like, I got to hear some stuff about the Worthies. All right. So before we get too deep into any rabbit holes, and I'm sure you'll take us down around aliens and conspiracy theories and whatever.
Dude,
else.
right nowadays, have you seen the shit that's going on? There's like freaking green lights shooting over a freaking Hawaii and shit, all kind of shit. People getting snatched up, earthquakes. I don't need to go down rabbit holes. Everyone's going down the rabbit hole.
I didn't hear about somebody getting snatched up.
Oh yeah, they say someone got snatched up by like a giant or some shit. Someone saw a giant. I don't know. I was reading some shit. They said there's a giant somewhere. I'm like, oh okay, whatever. Giants.
Right. You get different news than I do.
Shit's everywhere nowadays, man.
All right. So before we get to that, since we
that was my knee, by the way.
Since we are in the 247 studio, shout out to Ryan and Hunter. Let's talk a little bit about the card coming up, because there is a card on March 15th, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
April 15th.
Sorry.
Yeah.
April 15th. Let's get the date right. April 15th, Brawl in the Burgh 16, Hollywood Casino at the Meadows. So, headliner, I just want to get your thoughts. Ethan Goss against Calvin Harborough.
I think Ethan's gonna be too big for him because Calvin wasn't that big. Like when he just fought Shock, I don't think he's big enough for Ethan. So Ethan should be able to. That should be a good one for Ethan.
Okay, and then our boy Justin Patton.
I saw the guy. So I saw the guy Justin Patton fighting.
Derek Patterson.
Yeah, he's 0-1.
0-1.
He's fucking 6'2". Just realized that. I was checking him out. I'm like, oh, Pat got a guy. He's 0-1. I'm like, Pat should be easy win. This motherfucker's 6'2". So that's gonna be. I mean, Patton should win. I don't think the guy has good grappling at all. But he's 6'2", and that's a lot. That's a lot of like space you got to cover. But I mean, Patton should get it should be a good night for him.
Yeah, it'll be great to see Patton again. Owner of he had sub of the year for the Von Flue, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yep.
So that was a beautiful submission. I remember seeing that as soon as he was in that guillotine, went down to the ground. All of us were screaming at the same time. The dude catch it and he caught it and he was on the other side of the body. So it was
might as well.
it was a beautiful thing though. Anything else on that card you want to talk about?
No, I should have a couple of guys and girls. We got a couple of newcomers to be getting on the card. Cowboy Eddie, I think he's going to be on the card. Raven's going to be on the card. My man Chris was supposed to, but he hurt his foot. So I don't think he's going to be fighting. And then I know McGregor's going to be on the card. That's Craig. And then Will, I think we're trying to get everyone else like, who the fuck's McGregor?
Just so everyone knows, Khama refers to everyone as whatever nickname he gave them the day they walked into the gym.
If you get a nickname, it sticks with you and it never leaves.
And the problem with that is nobody knows anybody's real name.
Nope. My head coach, Master White Fang, no one knows that motherfucker's name. They know him as Master White Fang. Wait, because Ryan said he walked up and he saw him at Sam's Club and said, Master White Fang. I'm like, that's because that's all they know him as. No one else knows him as anything else.
And Mrs. White Fang.
And Mrs. White Fang and little Fangs.
Little Fangs, yeah.
They all come to the gym. It's a whole Fang family.
I think I may be one of the only people that never got a nickname from
No, you're just
I don't know why.
Just Kirk. Some people don't get nicknames. And it's not a bad thing. Wait, who was asking me the other day? They're like, how come I don't have a nickname? I'm like, it's just the way it is. Like some people.
Well, McGregor was easy.
Yeah, because he has a fucking McGregor tattoo on his back. And I'm like, dude, what the hell is that? And he took his shirt off for the first time. I'm like, dude, what's on your back? He goes, oh, I have a... So that's it. He's McGregor for the rest of his life.
So we think Craig may get a fight? That's good.
Yeah, Craig has a fight. He has a fight. Craig already has a fight. I think they're still trying to get Will a fight. And I think Edgar already has a fight. And I know Raven had a fight. And then her girl backed out for some reason. So they're trying to get her a new fight now.
I'm glad to hear. I didn't know Edgar had a fight either.
Yeah.
That's going to be an entertaining one for everyone out there. Cowboy Eddie is going to, mark my words, will be a fan favorite from the time he steps in the cage.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, he will. I'm sure he'll be coming to the cage with his cowboy hat on.
Probably.
And, ready to scrap. So that's good. And be good to see Raven as well. All right, cool. So take us down a rabbit hole, man. What do you want to talk about today? What's on your mind? What's the hot take of today?
I don't know. What have we been thinking about lately?
Well, you just talked about. You just said people are getting snatched up by giants.
There's all kinds. There's all kinds. I mean, I was just like, the thing you don't do is don't click on one thing because then it's like beep 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 beep. Like there's all kind of stuff that's popping up. Like I said, the green lights. I know you heard about the green lights, didn't you? It said there was green lights all over Hawaii. You see the video of it? It looked strange.
No.
And then I saw this video. They said this aircraft caught this UFO or some shit. I don't know. It was like weird. I mean, nowadays, like we just blow through shit. Like whatever, motherfucker. We don't really care about it anymore.
So you're 100% convinced that aliens are real and they're here, or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They've been here. Like
you don't think that it could be something else that now they're like trying to let us know it's aliens and it's not?
No, because you go just how Griffiths of aliens. So. I mean, don't even get me started on the whole like, oh, come on. I'm like, like when people are like, no, I'm like, nah, there's no way. There's no. I mean, once we just found out how big the universe really is and how insignificant Earth is, there's no way you're gonna tell me there's just a whole bunch of dead stones floating out there. Nope. I'm like, we're fucking Horton Hears a Who, motherfucker. We're just sitting on somebody's ear, they're flicking us around and some shit. Like, no, there's no way you're gonna tell me. No, it doesn't work like that.
So will there be a time in our lifetime where
we're old. We're about to go.
It actually happens.
No.
So alien, that they're here, we all know about it. We get attacked. Well, how's it going to go down, or will it? Or will it always just be like some people don't believe, some people do believe?
Okay. So now I'm not like, but the way that I think about it, the simple fact that we have a space force. And that's not a joke. People laugh about that. Like, oh, Space Force. Like, no, motherfucker. They've been around for like 15 years now, and we've been putting trillions of dollars into a military that's in space. So that means we're up in space. So I think we're already like colonizing other freaking other planets and shit. Like we're over there.
You think we're already there?
Yeah, we're already there.
Okay.
And like eventually they'll be figuring out a way to start like. The way technology is going, I think eventually we'll just be shooting people on the planet over there.
So if you got an offer to go,
deuces, bitches,
are you there?
I'm out of here. I'm like, I'm gonna go fucking see ET.
even the space thing, like if you know people are going up in space, right? They get out of the atmosphere and they see space and however many $1 million that costs. If you could do that for free, you would do it.
Yeah, I use the Force.
that.
Right? Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, the world. I was just explaining to my oldest son, 'cause I'm trying to explain to him about life and how fast the world moves now. Because like we're just explaining about like just career choices and life choices and things you do in life now, how they'll impact you, like they'll impact you later on. I'm like, dude, but you guys, you kids, it's not just later on. It will impact you in the next 3 years. Like the world moves so much faster now that like I don't even know if I really want to like go off to some damn space station shit because I don't know what half the shit that young kids do now. Like let's put something have half the fucking music on. I can't fucking hear it. I'm not old guy. So who would really want to go to a whole different world? I would like put it this way. Like think about how like an 80 or 90-year-old feels about the world now, and how they're like really fucking confused. You're like, what the fuck? Like it just doesn't exist. Like the world they grew up in was dead. The world we grew up in, I grew up in, and has died already, and it's a whole new world starting. So in 25 years, it will be like 5 different worlds. Like the pace is going faster. The turnover rate's faster. You know what I mean? Like
the pace of technology increasing is making
increasing.
Our world unrecognizable to someone from the previous generation.
Dude, it's like I'm hearing songs that I grew up with that have been redone and redone already. Like I'm like, God damn, they just redone songs in the last 15 years. They've used the beat, then used the beat again. So it's not like I'm like, no, it's a remake to a remake to and like and I'm not even 40 yet, and they've done that already. So in that period of time, in the next 20 years, it's gonna just go faster and faster and faster.
You mentioned music a couple times, so I got to bring it up because you talk about being the old guy and not being able to handle some of the music now, but like that's kind of our joke at the gym.
Right. So he loves Lil Wayne. Just so everyone knows where the camera's at. He loves Lil Wayne. Loves Lil Wayne. Loves him.
Oh, that hurt my.
Loves Soulja Boy.
Hurt my.
Loves Soulja Boy.
So yes, I am a hip hop head, but I'm also quite a bit older than Khama, and
I'm still young.
So I do enjoy a few more recent artists: J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar.
Those are old. Those
Childish
are old.
Gambino, but they're like old now, right? But those are the only names I can come up with. But you're constantly playing stuff at the gym, telling people it's mine, and I can't even. It hurts my ears because I can't hear it.
You love it.
So yeah,
Man, you love it.
Just to clear the record.
You love it. You do. No. Technically, you do. And like if I didn't like imagine like that. The crazy thing is people, the younger dudes hear my music, like, put off that old shit, and you're over like that new stuff's hurting my ears. You don't even want to listen. Like, wait, what song was it? The Nicki Minaj song, "Freaky Girl" or whatever. I think that's the name. You know that song I'm talking about? Let's go. Yeah. If you listen to the lyrics to that song, I'm just sitting there like, yo, like I can grip it, I can squeeze it. I'm like, yo.
Well, I will say, at least you can understand the words.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. That's not my thing. That song, but I respect the fact that I can understand what she's saying.
It's actually a good song.
That's when it completely loses me, when you're not even saying words, because part of hip hop and part of the artistry of hip hop is rhyming and wordplay. And if you just say the same word at the end of the line, or make it sound like the same word.
What's the TikTok song? Lil Uzi Vert, right? I just want to. Is that Lil Uzi Vert? Yeah. He has a big. He's the one that put the fucking. He looked like Vision with that big ass stone on his fucking. That big ass stone on his fucking head. Yeah, I didn't even know that was a song. Like this is how old I am. I just thought it was like a chop up that they used for TikTok, and then they popped up the other day like Little Uzi. Oh, that's an actual fucking song. He just, I don't want to run. I don't know. My kids do it. I don't let my kids don't have TikTok. I think Jackson has TikTok. I think so. Well,
speaking of your kids, I wanted to ask you this too. So you have 4.
Yes.
Right. So you have 1 and then 3 from Nicole's previous marriage. How long you been with Nicole? How many years? I'm gonna get you in trouble now.
Yeah, I know.
Go ahead.
Years.
Throw that out there.
It's been years.
Long time, right? But I've been around you long enough to remember when you were single guy, no kids.
Yeah, beasting out there.
And then you went instantly almost to living with someone who had 3 So talk about the different, because most people ease into the kids thing, right?
Well, Shaq could be saying that. Shaq is like, you went from being single Mac daddy to like having a whole goddamn minivan of kids.
So tell me about how that changed who you were and your outlook and.
Oh yeah, I mean, like it just happened so fast. Cause my thing was like, I never really wanted kids, cause I come from a big family, so I know. Like that's why we'll be getting these shirts will be available very very soon. They're gonna say "fuck them kids" hashtag respectfully, because I love kids, but that's my thing. I tell people all the time, fuck them kids. It's true, because kids will ride you to death. Like today's kids will just ride you to death. Like you said with your family. You said the kids be there and they be like, "Mom, get me some water." The fuck, like no, and you like get your own water, man. No, like that's the thing. These kids nowadays will just run their parents to death.
They don't say it disrespectfully though.
No,
they'll be at the kitchen island, literally an arm's length from the where the water magically comes out of the spout, and say, "Mom, can I have some water?"
Like no,
like yes, no, you can have some water.
Get it your damn self.
Stand up, get a glass, and get it. Like yeah.
Yeah, that's my big thing. I'm telling all the parents, hey, fuck them kids, man. Like you love them. Like okay, it's like my thought process when it comes to children is different, right? Like you know how people are always like, I want my kids to have a better life than me. Nah, dog. I ain't with it for what? My life was the shit. Like, what do you, like, it wasn't like I grew up in, like, fucking a war zone or some shit like that. I'm like, I want my kids to experience life just like I did. Like, I don't want you to be overly comfortable, because, like, comfortable life create lazy people. I want you to be uncomfortable. I want you to go through, like, trials and tribulations. Like, I'm kind of like... Hit it this way. I'm kind of like God. I'm making sure. I want to make sure my kids go through some real shit before they understand things, right? Yeah. So like, I don't want it to be easy. Like, and sometimes like Nicole has to check me, because I just be like, nope. I mean like it's just how my like. Yeah, I just think it builds character, like forcing people to like fight, like deal with adversity. Like I mean, like kids nowadays just be like. Like, you have, like, 16-year-olds don't know where fucking money come from. Money come from mom. That's how you end up having people living in the house when they're 20. I told Jackson, like, Jackson, man, I don't know what you want to do. Like, I don't want to, like, overly force, like, you have to go to school. You have to do this. Because I don't, like, a lot of kids in school are stressed out and, like, doing all, like, they're really just doing stuff. They're living their life literally just for other people. And I know adults that are my age that still live their life for their parents or other people. I'm like, fuck that. You live your own life. You know, it's not life isn't about how much money you make or whatever. It's about actually experiencing your own life. But you're not gonna do it in my fucking house. You got to get the fuck out. You can experience life, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like I moved to New York. I was like, I didn't know. I definitely didn't want to go to college. I knew I hated school. I'm like, I don't like school. Like. Our coach Dave, our jiu-jitsu coach, he's going back to school. He's 40. He's going back to school. I hate school. The thought of going back to school makes me want to throw up. I never want to go back into school again. But Dave likes that, so I don't force that upon my kids at all. But you gotta do something. Like I didn't go to school, but like I had to do something. I'm like, I moved out when I was like 17. Like, all right, I'm cool. I gotta figure out something. And if you would have asked me when I was 18, 19. Be like, hey, you're going to be a professional fighter in 2 years, and that's what you're going to do for the rest of your life. I would have looked at you and just started laughing, because I didn't watch any fights. I didn't watch fights. I didn't like the fight, so you wouldn't have been able to convince me that at all. So, but I mean, like, you know, I tell that to Jackson. I'm like, you don't have to choose what you got to do, but you got to get the fuck up out of here. You got to go, my man. I'm like, you got to get a job. You got to get dirty. Like you gotta get responsibilities. You gotta understand the value of like money management, time management, you know. And like no matter how much you try to teach your kids that, you can't really teach them if you're their safety net. You know, like you can't be like, this is how you manage money, and your kid's like, okay. And then you're like, well, if you need me, just call me. The fuck? No. And you have to be like, this is how you manage money, yada yada, here's the money, yada yada. And now if you need me, you might wanna have to like, you know, go like do some Uber Eats or some shit.
Well, one of the things that's missing from a lot of kids that I think yours are going to have an advantage is you've already got them in the gym, right?
Yeah.
They've been in the gym for a while. I know Ryan and Jackson and Riley have all been in jiu-jitsu recently.
Oh, yeah,
right?
training
So they're going to learn what struggle's like.
Yeah.
Like hey, you got an option to quit right now. What are you going to do? Right? Like that's important.
And I could try, and like that's why even like when I teach the little ninjas, I try to tell their parents like sometimes I'm really hard. I'm like it's good to teach them if you can deal with things like sports in general, but especially contact sports like wrestling, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, like MMA, because it just teaches you like, oh, you can check out. There's just repercussions and consequences for checking out. And use this me going, you suck! Ha ha! That was horrible. You could have pushed harder. Yeah, and you don't like that, and like that makes you think that way, and that transfers to life. Like, oh, dude, I can push harder. I can do, because there's going to be hard times. Like I tell people all the time. Like when I lived in New York, I almost was homeless because I was living in a model house, and then me and like five or six other models, we all moved out to New Jersey. We all had this house we were around there living, and then some people went back home, and like when we were doing month-to-month lease, and like people just started to disappear, and there was me and one other guy, like, oh, I got a roommate somewhere else, so I had 2 weeks to find a fucking place, move my shit, and go. I couldn't call my mom. I didn't know anyone in New York, so it was up to me, and that was the first time around where I was like, oh, this is like, you better get your shit together. You better get your shit together. And so I did. And I put in work, and I found my own place and did this. I mean, I just moved to Jamaica, New York, and just had a room that was like maybe half of this studio. And like I just moved my couch. I mean, I didn't even have a couch. I just moved my TV and all my stuff from Newark, New Jersey to Jamaica, Queens, like on the train. Big ass, and not no, just in case of the young kids watching don't know, not no flat screen TV. I had one of them big ass fucking, and it was big, 32-inch, 120 pounds. Had to carry it. Yeah, I had to tie it on the luggage and move it and stuff, and that's the type of stuff that make you go, okay, do you really want to do this? Or
you know what's funny? You that voice you used a minute ago when you said the motivation. You say you suck in the gym, right? That's one of the things that I love and hate at the same time about the gym is your running commentary on everybody's individual like grappling or sparring or whatever. The other night, Khama he was killing me because I was grappling with somebody, and he starts screaming about how old I am. You know he's almost 50. Everybody that Kirk subs getting a special T-shirt or something saying I got subbed by a senior citizen, and like. I'll have somebody. I remember one day I was grappling with McGregor, right, Craig, and I had him in like a head and arm or something, and you were like, "That's not a real submission. Don't."
I was telling you not to tap. He didn't tap, did he?
No,
he did exactly.
But he was going to.
He was going to.
And it was so funny because I was like, "He's gonna go to. I'm gonna put McGregor unconscious because of Khama's yelling ass."
That's the type of that's the type of motivation. I try to tell the fighters that if you have to be like, okay, I'm okay dying. If not, there's always going to be a point where you can check out in a fight. I've had multiple fights where I've been like, damn, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yep.
I mean, like, just straight up, like, I don't want to be here anymore. I can check out, and the fight can be over. And if you allow those chemicals to be released, then you'll
jiu-jitsu, it's super easy. You just do that.
Except for when motherfuckers are on your, except for the people on your ankles. That shit is stupid. When someone grabs your ankle, you just tap. Don't just sit there and let someone snap your shit and shatter, and then you're like walking around like.
Yeah, we were talking about Chase snapping somebody's ankle the other night. It's horrible.
The whole. That's the real reason that I stopped doing MMA, because I don't like the whole heel hook thing. Like with my bad knees, I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm good, dude.
Speaking of shout outs, you mentioned Dave. Shout out to Dave Sachs, man.
Shout out to Dave Sachs.
He
the
got
Jewish
accepted into a master's program. He's continuing his education, like you said. Moving to New York soon.
Yeah.
But the original Frankenstein studio that I call it is actually Dave's office in the gym that he let me just take over and put all kinds of foam on the walls and mics and booms and trying to make a studio that didn't really work.
Yeah, Dave's
because we didn't have an engineer.
Daddy's in over like, motherfucker, like shit. Cough up the cake. Come through. But yeah, Dave's the man, dude. So I think he's gonna be really good up there. And I guess he'll probably come back unless he gets like depending on like what job he'll get from in that field and shit. So I get it.
Yeah, but he's been amazing for the gym, and I know personally I've just learned a ton from him.
Oh
so
yeah,
he's a wealth of information for sure. Public service announcement though. Thank you for the record. Thanks for not being naked today.
Yeah, I was supposed to be.
Khama did say he was coming in naked.
Supposed to be. It's kind of cold. I mean, like I might lose a couple inches. so it's kind of cold. Like during the summertime, we'll have another one called The Naked Truth. I'll be in there spread eagle. Nice.
We might have to get a co-host for that one, a different co-host. We got another mic over here though, so we may bring in some.
He brings a whole bunch of people.
in studio guests. We may call in, have some other people in. We got to get.
Yeah, that's the way here. we're gonna start doing. We're gonna start having guests. We'll start having people here. And hopefully we'll do a show about maybe once a month, every 3 weeks or so to keep you guys updated and stuff like that.
I'm gonna get my dream come true. I mentioned this in the first podcast. I'm gonna have Mark Jericho in that seat right there. I'm gonna have you in this seat. You're gonna have the mics turned like this. You're gonna have to face each other, and I'm gonna relive my days at Fight Club. We just spent hours talking about who the greatest was and how I doubled.
Dad's gonna be like, I gotta fucking go, man. Y'all been here for 15 hours. I got shit to do.
But Mark Jericho, if you're listening, you're gonna be on the podcast for sure. We're gonna get that going.
Get him down here. Yeah, I got a couple lists of some cool people and stuff, so we'll get him there. It'll be fine.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about today before we wrap it up?
Nah, man. I think that's pretty much it. That was a good little song.
I actually have a question.
Oh.
Did you watch the fights last night?
God?
Okay.
Oh.
So he said
it came down so like real.
so
I
one,
God.
one day, like once we've done a bunch of podcasts, somebody's gonna chop them up and make those clips where you only hear certain parts, and he's already dropped some dimes, right? I'm kind of like God.
They're going to chop them up.
It's going to be a whole podcast of just Khama saying outrageous stuff. But anyway, that sounded
fights.
That sounded like God. It's like God talking to us.
I have a question. I said, oh, fuck, shit. I was like, yes.
Yes, God. What's your question?
Did you guys watch the fights last night?
So yesterday I had we had a parents' night out. So they had like a bunch of like kids at the gym. It was like 3.5 hours. We're like playing games, eating pizza and shit. That shit wore me the hell out. And then I had to grapple. We had this guy Todd. He's like 6'4", like 230 pounds or so. Former professional hockey player. And I was like grappling with him and shit. So I was tired as hell. So I got home.
And you grapple with me.
Yeah, I grappled with you. Man. I grappled with Kirk too. But I got home. I missed Malarkey. I wanted to watch Malarkey fight, so I missed his fight. I watched all the prelims, but the main I didn't watch any of the main card. So, but I did see the outcome for him.
Yeah, I was curious to see if you guys thought Islam won or if Volk won.
That's okay. So I was reading. And people were saying different things. Like probably people were saying Islam definitely won. A couple people were saying Volk won. Like it all depends. I know Nate Diaz said fuck that shit. Volk whoop that ass. So we got like I'll have to watch it and see exactly how that goes.
We're a terrible fight podcast. That's why it's not a fight podcast because neither one of us watched the fights last night. I will go back and watch them.
The thing I was thinking was I thought Islam should have worked him over a lot easier. The simple fact that he didn't lets me know that what's his name just had a bad night. What's his name? Oliveira had a bad night, and I think this is proof that Oliveira had a bad night. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that he's going to have a lot. He's going to have a lot of problems with Darnush. He's going to have problems with which that kickboxing guy, Vaziz or whatever.
Fiziev,
yeah. He's going to have a lot of. If he fights that guy, he's going to have a lot of fucking problems with him, like major problems with him. Like because if little ass fucking Alexander's the size of this fucking cup right here. If he can like light you up and get to you and stuff, and you can't like hold him down and crush him, Faziz is going to get in that ass because that dude's a whole different level of kickboxing and anti-wrestling too. So I mean, I think it makes it fun. And then the co-main, which I wasn't really excited for, simply because it's like the real champions fighting for the lightweight belt right after you guys. So it's not like we're gonna be champions. I'm like, nah, dude. And then he just like smoked what's his name really easily, right? Like it was really easy.
Yeah, he checked Abbott out.
Yeah, in the second round, I think it was, right? Yeah, I didn't. I figured
that's a weird setup though, to have an interim right after the other one.
The 4.
Yeah. Very strange.
Yeah, but I mean, so like no one. So now Mexico does. I mean, like Mexico does have 2 champions because him and Assassin Baby are both champions and stuff. So, but I don't think he beats Volk in any way, shape, or form. I don't think he beats Max Holloway.
Hot take.
I mean, I think Max Holloway holds everyone at the door, and then Volk just keeps beating Max Holloway, and he just holds everyone back, and Volk just keeps beating him. And then the UFC's like, how about we move you to the side and let some other people through that can baby beat him?
We love the daddest man alive.
Yeah. But yeah, those fights were.
Yeah, so that proves you're old. Because it used to be like Khama watch every fight, no matter what, no matter when it's on, and now he's like, nah, man, I didn't watch that fight.
But the main card didn't start till like 10. Because like Ryan hit me up and he was like, hey, we're having the fights at my house, yeah. And he wanted me to bring $20. No, I ain't bringing no fucking $20, my man. No. If I can go to Dave & Buster's and watch that shit for free, I'm going to drive to Dave & Buster's. You want me to go to his house and sit there? Maybe I'd probably get free drinks and shit, though. So that probably was better.
That's the other thing I'm going to miss about Dave Sachs, because you used to watch the fights with me. And then since you've gotten old and domesticated, you don't come out after a certain time at night. Dave used to be the only one that would come over and watch the pay-per-views with me and keep me awake. So now I don't know what I'm going to do. So anybody out there that wants to keep me awake,
like the fights, like unless there's really cards I really want to see, it's not like the John Jones card. I'm going to be up for that one. I'm going to be up for that one. Like that's going to be big. I'm not really give two shit about the McGregor. Everyone's talking about the McGregor card. I don't really give two flying fucks about that. Like that's Conor McGregor. I'm like, dude. Like I think that like Islam was saying, he goes with his bad. He goes, I think they're like 1-3 in the last 4 fights for both of them. It's like, yeah, exactly, dude. He goes,
you know what's hilarious? Khama does horrible impressions.
No, I do great impressions. That was Islam to the point.
Any foreign accent you ask Khama to do sounds exactly the same. I don't know what it is, but it all sounds exactly like that. Very funny. We could have you do different voices.
No, Jamaican man. Then you do like the Black Panther voice. I don't want to. I like the African voice. I excuse me, my brother. That's different. And then you can do like, hey,
Mike. Yeah, see.
There you go. You can do that one.
That was perfect. That sounded like Mickey Mouse.
Do a Irish accent. Do Conor McGregor.
You think you're done? You're going to do nothing. We're going to do nothing, eh? Like that sounds like Conor McGregor.
We could do a whole show of Khama doing accents and have people guess what it is.
Oh man. Oh man. People swear I have an accent, but I don't. I've had multiple people like, oh, you have a pitch, like a weird or different accent or whatever.
The one UFC fight when you had your on the interview day before the fights and you had the dashiki on.
Yeah, everyone thought I was African.
You were from Africa.
I'm like,
that was hilarious.
I mean, like, I don't really look. My name. The thing is, you hear the name, it's an African name. Like, it's like Africa. Like, no, from Moon Township, dog. I gotta get that.
That last name should give it away.
Yeah, worthy.
All right.
But yeah, so make sure you guys check us out. What's it called again?
The Fight Worthy Podcast.
Fight Worthy Podcast. And you can find us on YouTube at
The Fight Worthy Podcast.
There you go. And you can follow me on Instagram at DeathStar_1. Kirk doesn't have an Instagram.
I do.
You do? You're gonna have to start doing like unprofessional stuff on your Instagram now.
No.
Kirk does. Kirk's a very professional person. Like, he's super, super professional. So he doesn't do unprofessional stuff. But don't worry. I'm going to start tagging him in all kind of stuff. Like, booty, butt. And then he'll be tagged in that stuff. So his Instagram will become unprofessional. It'll all go from there. It'll be fun. But, yeah, so coming up, the 247 fights. We'll be there for that. And then before that, I'm fighting next month on the 18th. Down in Wilton, Virginia, at the for Made Men Production. Hit me, like I said, people keep hitting me up about tickets. You can't get tickets off me. You gotta get them online at mademen.com. Go get your tickets. Come out. This is my second. People keep saying it's your boxing debut. Wrong. For people that've been fans for real, the real fucking ones, no. I've boxed. I've already had a pro boxing debut a long time ago, and I've done at least. I had like 6 or 7 amateur boxing matches or something.
And you did one. Was it shoot boxing technically when you went to Japan? What was that?
Yeah, China. Yeah, like
It was China.
Like, it was 1 9-minute round.
Yeah,
fight.
1 9-minute round. No decision.
No decision. You win. Like we went to a draw, so we were both losers. I think that's what all fights should be. You're either a winner or a loser. There's not no asshole sitting on the side talking about, let me see what up. Nope. You win or you lose. I think all fights should be that way. No decisions. You win or you lose. Is he dead? Nope. You both are alive? All right. No one wins.
It definitely shouldn't be as subjective as it is now. So anything you can do to take out some of the subjectivity, especially by people who aren't necessarily experts,
Yeah.
would be a good thing for sure.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Cool.
But yeah, come through. Check me out.
We're gonna do this more often now that we have an actual
Studio
official
247
studio we could use. So we're gonna.
And these seats
do
are
this
nice
more
and
regularly.
soft, so when I'm naked, they'll be like comfortable. Like it's gonna be. Thanks, Ryan.
Again, Mark Cherico, you can host that one when Khama comes naked. So you can choose to wear clothing optional for that one.
But yeah, check us out. Like I said, we'll be doing all kinds of stuff on the Fight Worthy broadcast on YouTube. Do all kind of informational stuff, fun stuff. I do have a shirtless review coming out real soon, and then we also have a little fight breakdown. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a hint of what my fight breakdown is gonna be. So I was watching this movie the other day because Nicole, my fiance, she loves fucking Idris Elba, so we watch Idris Elba movies all the fucking time, right? Like her and 90% of the other women in the world. So Idris Elba's in this new movie called The Beast, or I think it's called The Beast, or Beast or some shit like that. And it's about this lion that like just starts killing people because like the poachers are killing them. They're killing lions, so lions start killing people. But Idris Elba has a fight scene with a fucking lion, and not just any regular lion, like a 8-foot long, 700-pound lion that they killed he didn't killed the poachers. They got guns. He's killing them. Then Idris Elba gets into a fight, like Cocaine Cowboy, and just gets into a fight with the fucking lion. So I'm gonna do a fight breakdown of this and like tell Hollywood to please stop.
That sounds like a Chappelle show skit.
Wait till you see this fight scene. You're like, oh shit. This is actually a movie they put money into. Wow. They told people to come see. But, yeah. So, all right. Get the fuck up out of here.
Thanks for
catch y'all later.
doing this again.
My man Danny, thanks for doing our engineer work on us, man. Hit that button.
Hit it.
Oh, shit. There you go. All right. We'll catch you guys later.
Thanks, everybody.
All right.